When I returned home for the first time in a year, I saw a strange sight. A young girl about 5 years old, sleeping on a cardboard box in the garden. It was my niece, who I had believed had died in an accident last year. She looked emaciated and wore tattered clothes, nothing like the vibrant child I remembered. "Where's your dad?" I asked. "Daddy went somewhere with the new mommy," she replied, looking up at me with frightened, mournful eyes. I couldn't leave her there. I immediately took her and left my parents' house. Our family had been running a food manufacturing business since my grandfather's time, owning offices and factories, and we were quite wealthy in the local area. My family, especially my grandfather, held old-fashioned beliefs, particularly the importance of having a male heir. When I, the eldest daughter, was born, my parents were deeply disappointed. My father was cold to me for not being a potential successor, and my mother, blamed for giving birth to a girl, seemed to resent me. My younger brother, Alex, born when I was 5, was the apple of their eye. Spoiled and cherished by everyone, he grew up to be just like my father, looking down on me and acting like a prince at home. Tired of the family dynamics, I left for a university far from home and later studied abroad, eventually getting a job offer from an overseas apparel firm. The only response from my parents was, "Do as you like." Since then, I had remained estranged from my family. At 29, I returned home temporarily for my mother's funeral and met my niece, Emily, for the first time. During the funeral, a 3-year-old girl approached me with a ball in her hand. "Hey, let's play," she said, pulling the hem of my skirt. "Sure, what's your name?" I asked, squatting to her eye level. "Emily," she replied with a smile. We played together for a while until Alex approached us. He seemed annoyed and dismissed Emily, treating her coldly. When I inquired about her, I was shocked to learn she was Alex's daughter. He had married and had a child while I was away, but his wife, mistreated by my family, had divorced him and left without a trace, leaving Emily behind. After our parents' deaths, Alex and his new wife claimed that Emily had died in an accident 6 months ago. But now, here she was, alive and neglected. I couldn't let her stay in such a condition. I took Emily to my apartment, fed her, bathed her, and bought her new clothes. As I pondered what to do next, Emily began to cry, not out of fear, but because she was grateful for the kindness I had shown her. Where did my brother go? Why was Emily living in such conditions? I wondered. When I finally got through to Alex, he nonchalantly suggested I take care of Emily. He showed no remorse, only saying his new wife didn't want her around. Determined to protect Emily, I contacted the lawyer who had helped with my father's inheritance. I discovered that Alex had mismanaged the family business and was relying on the wealth of his second wife's family. The lawyer helped me initiate legal actions, and within 2 weeks, the court recognized my claims. Alex's arrogance turned to desperation when he realized the seriousness of the situation. During a tense meeting, Alex tried to assert his claim over Emily, but I revealed I had already adopted her. I also showed a video of his father-in-law, who was furious upon learning about Emily's mistreatment. The father-in-law cut all ties with Alex and canceled their business merger. Alex and his second wife divorced, and their company went bankrupt. Unable to cope with manual labor and poverty, Alex ended up homeless, sleeping in a park on cardboard. Emily, on the other hand, moved overseas with me and started a new life, attending a local elementary school and being loved by everyone. She would never again feel unwanted. How did you like this story? Please consider subscribing to the channel. Well then, let's meet in the next one. The transformation in Emily's life was remarkable. In our new home, she blossomed into a happy, lively child. She loved her new school, where she made friends easily and excelled in her studies. My colleagues and friends adored her, often remarking on her resilience and bright spirit. Emily's past seemed to fade away, replaced by a future filled with promise. However, the echoes of our family's history still lingered, and I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to uncover. Alex's descent into homelessness was a stark reminder of the damage our family had inflicted upon itself. One evening, as Emily and I were preparing dinner, my phone rang. It was an unfamiliar number, but I answered anyway. "Hello. Is this Alice?" The voice on the other end was shaky but familiar. It was our former neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins. "I need to speak to you about your brother." I felt a pang of anxiety. "What about him?" "I saw Alex in the park today," she said. "He looked terrible, Alice. I don't think he can survive much longer like this." After hanging up, I was filled with conflicting emotions. Alex had treated me terribly, and yet he was still my brother. I decided to visit him the next day. When I arrived at the park, I found Alex huddled under a tree, looking gaunt and defeated. His clothes were dirty and torn, and he seemed lost in his thoughts. I approached him cautiously. "Alex," I said softly. He looked up. His eyes filled with a mixture of recognition and shame. "Alice," he mumbled, "why are you here?" "I heard you were in trouble," I replied. "I came to see if I could help." He laughed bitterly. "Help? After everything I did?" "Yes, despite everything," I said firmly. "You're still my brother." Reluctantly, Alex allowed me to take him to a shelter. Over the next few weeks, I helped him get back on his feet. It wasn't easy, and there were times when he resisted my help, but gradually, he began to recover. One day, as we sat together in the shelter's common room, Alex broke down in tears. "I'm sorry, Alice, for everything. I was a terrible brother, and I don't deserve your kindness." I hugged him tightly. "We all make mistakes, Alex. What's important is that we learn from them and try to make things right." With time, Alex found a job through a local support program and started to rebuild his life. It was a long road, but he was determined to change. Emily and I supported him every step of the way, and slowly, our fractured family began to heal. Years later, Emily graduated from high school with honors and received a scholarship to a prestigious university. She had become a confident, compassionate young woman, and I couldn't have been prouder. At her graduation ceremony, as she gave her valedictorian speech, she looked directly at me and said, "I owe everything to my Aunt Alice, who saved me and showed me what it means to be loved and valued. Thank you for being my hero." Tears streamed down my face as I listened to her words. Despite all the hardships and heartache, we had found our way back to each other and built a new family, one based on love, respect, and forgiveness. As the applause died down and Emily stepped off the stage, she ran into my arms. "We did it, Auntie," she whispered. "Yes, we did," I replied, holding her close. "Yes, we did." As Emily started her journey at university, our lives took on a new rhythm. She thrived in her new environment, immersing herself in her studies and making lifelong friends. Her resilience and determination were evident in everything she did, and she often shared her experiences with me during our weekend calls. Meanwhile, Alex had managed to secure a stable job and was slowly building a modest but steady life. The bitterness that once defined our relationship had softened, replaced by a tentative but growing bond. He visited us occasionally, and those visits became an opportunity for us to mend old wounds and create new memories. One autumn evening, as the leaves turned vibrant shades of red and gold, Emily called with an unexpected question. "Aunt Alice, have you ever thought about visiting our old home, the place where it all started?" I hesitated. The thought of returning to that house, filled with so many painful memories, was daunting, but I understood her curiosity. "If that's what you want, then yes, we can go," I said, feeling a mixture of apprehension and resolve. We planned the trip for the following weekend. As we drove through the familiar streets, memories flooded back, some good, many painful. The house stood just as it always had, though now it appeared weathered and forlorn, a shadow of its former self. As we stepped inside, the silence was overwhelming. Dust covered the furniture, and cobwebs hung in the corners, yet the memories of our family's history were palpable. We walked through each room, recalling stories, some shared with laughter, others with tears. In the attic, amidst old boxes and forgotten trinkets, we discovered a trunk filled with family photographs and letters. Emily and I spent hours sifting through them, piecing together fragments of our past. Among the letters, we found one addressed to me from our mother. With trembling hands, I opened it. Her handwriting was familiar, yet seeing it after so many years felt surreal. "Dear Alice," the letter began, "I know I failed you in many ways, and for that, I am deeply sorry. I hope one day you can find it in your heart to forgive me. You are stronger than you know, and I hope you live a life filled with love and happiness. Take care of Alex and Emily. They need you. Love, Mom." Tears blurred my vision as I finished reading. Emily hugged me tightly, and we both cried, releasing years of pent-up emotions. Leaving the house that day, I felt a sense of closure. The journey of healing and forgiveness had brought us full circle. We had faced our past and were now ready to move forward, carrying the lessons learned with us. As the years passed, Emily graduated from university and began her career. She often spoke about her aspirations to help children in difficult situations. Inspired by her own experiences, I continued my work in the apparel industry, finding joy in both my professional achievements and the close-knit family we had built. Alex, too, continued to rebuild his life. He eventually remarried, this time to a kind woman who understood his past and supported his journey towards redemption. They had a son together, and Alex was determined to be the father he never had. Our family gatherings, though small, were filled with warmth and laughter. Each of us had our scars, but we had found strength in our shared resilience. The darkness of our past had given way to a brighter, more hopeful future. One sunny afternoon, as we gathered for a family picnic, Emily made an announcement that filled my heart with pride and joy. "I've decided to start a foundation," she said, her eyes shining with determination. "It's called Hope for Every Child, and it's dedicated to helping children in need find loving homes and opportunities to thrive." We all applauded, and as I hugged her, I whispered, "You've become the hero you always dreamed of, Emily." She smiled, her eyes reflecting the journey we had shared. "I had a great role model," she said, squeezing my hand. As we watched the sunset, the sky painted in hues of orange and pink, I realized that despite everything, we had created something beautiful from the ashes of our past. We had found hope, love, and the courage to start anew. And so our story continued, a testament to the power of forgiveness, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds of family. Emily's foundation, Hope for Every Child, quickly gained traction. Her passion and personal story resonated with many, and soon, donations and support poured in. She organized fundraisers, community events, and awareness campaigns, all aimed at providing resources and support for children in need. Watching her dedication and seeing the impact she was making filled me with an immense sense of pride. Meanwhile, I continued my work, balancing my professional life with supporting Emily's endeavors. Alex, too, became involved, using his own experiences to mentor at-risk youth. His transformation was remarkable, and he often spoke about how Emily and I had saved him from a path of self-destruction. One evening, as we gathered for dinner at my place, Emily shared some exciting news. "We've just secured a significant partnership with a national organization. This will allow us to expand our programs and reach even more children." "That's incredible, Emily," I exclaimed, hugging her. "I'm so proud of you." Alex nodded, a smile on his face. "You're doing something truly special, Emily, making a difference in so many lives." "Thanks, Uncle Alex," she replied, her eyes shining with gratitude. "And I couldn't have done it without the support of both of you." As we toasted to her success, I felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Our journey had been long and challenging, but we had come out stronger and closer than ever. A few months later, Emily invited me to speak at one of her foundation's events. She wanted me to share our family story, highlighting the power of resilience and the importance of support systems for children. Though I was nervous, I agreed, knowing how much it meant to her. Standing on the stage that evening, looking out at a room full of supporters, I took a deep breath and began. Our story is one of hardship, but also of hope and transformation. It's a testament to the strength of family and the power of love. I recounted our journey, from the painful memories of our childhood to the moment I found Emily in the garden and everything that followed. The audience was captivated, and as I spoke, I felt the weight of the past lifting, replaced by a sense of purpose and closure. When I finished, the room erupted in applause. Emily joined me on stage, and we hugged, tears streaming down our faces. "Thank you, Aunt Alice," she whispered. "For everything?" "No, thank you, Emily," I replied. "You've taught me so much about strength and compassion." As the event concluded, we were approached by numerous people, each sharing their own stories and expressing their gratitude. It was a humbling experience, and I realized just how far we had come. In the years that followed, Emily's foundation continued to grow, touching countless lives. She expanded her reach internationally, collaborating with organizations around the world to ensure that every child had a chance at a better future. Alex found his calling in mentoring and counseling, using his story to inspire others to overcome their struggles. He remarried, and together with his new wife, they created a loving and supportive home for their son. As for me, I continued to support Emily and her foundation while also pursuing my passions. I wrote a book about our journey, sharing our story with a wider audience in the hope that it would inspire others to find strength and resilience in the face of adversity. One sunny afternoon, as we sat in the garden of our new home, surrounded by family and friends, Emily turned to me and said, "We've come a long way, haven't we, Aunt Alice?" I smiled, looking around at the faces of those I loved. "Yes, we have, Emily, and I wouldn't trade this journey for anything." We watched as the children played, their laughter filling the air. The future was bright, filled with endless possibilities. We had faced our demons and emerged stronger, bound by love and the unbreakable bonds of family. And so our story continued, a legacy of hope and resilience that would inspire generations to come. We had found our way home, not to a place but to each other. Years passed, and Emily's foundation became a beacon of hope for children worldwide. Her work garnered international recognition, and she was invited to speak at conferences and forums, sharing her insights on child welfare and advocacy. Her passion and dedication were evident in every word, and her impact grew with each passing day. Alex, now a respected mentor and counselor, continued to inspire and guide young people. His journey from a troubled past to a life of purpose and service was a powerful testament to the possibility of redemption and change. His relationship with his son flourished, and he became the father he'd always wanted to be. I watched with pride as both Emily and Alex flourished in their respective paths. My own career in the apparel industry thrived, but my true joy came from supporting them and seeing the fruits of our collective efforts. One winter evening, as the first snowflakes began to fall, Emily called me with exciting news. "Aunt Alice, I've been nominated for an International Humanitarian Award," she exclaimed, her voice filled with excitement. "That's amazing, Emily," I replied, my heart swelling with pride. "You deserve it more than anyone." The awards ceremony was held in New York City, and Emily insisted that both Alex and I accompany her. As we arrived at the grand venue, the atmosphere was electric, filled with luminaries from various fields. Emily, dressed elegantly, radiated confidence and grace. As the ceremony progressed, the anticipation built. When Emily's name was announced as the recipient of the award, the room erupted in applause. She walked to the stage, her eyes shining with gratitude and determination. In her acceptance speech, she spoke from the heart. "This award is not just for me, but for every child who has ever felt lost or forgotten. It's a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the unwavering support of family. I dedicate this to my Aunt Alice and my Uncle Alex, who have been my rock and inspiration." Tears filled my eyes as I listened to her words. Emily had come so far, and her achievements were a reflection of her incredible strength and spirit. After the ceremony, we celebrated with friends and colleagues. Amid the laughter and joy, Alex pulled me aside. "Alice, I need to thank you," he said, his voice sincere. "You saved me when I was lost, and you've been a constant source of support. I don't know where I'd be without you." "Alex," I replied, hugging him tightly, "we've all come a long way. I'm proud of the man you've become." Our lives continue to be filled with love and purpose. Emily's foundation expanded its reach, creating programs and initiatives that touched countless lives. She built schools, shelters, and support centers, ensuring that children everywhere had access to education, safety, and opportunities for a brighter future. Alex and his family thrived, their home a place of warmth and laughter. His son, now a teenager, looked up to him with admiration, inspired by his father's journey and commitment to helping others. As for me, I found fulfillment in my work and the joy of watching my family grow and succeed. I became a mentor to young professionals, sharing my experiences and guiding them in their careers. One summer evening, as we gathered for a family reunion, Emily made an announcement that brought tears of joy to my eyes. "Aunt Alice, Uncle Alex, I've decided to adopt a child," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "I want to give a child the same love and support that you both gave me." We embraced her, overwhelmed with pride and happiness. Emily's decision to adopt was a beautiful continuation of our family's journey. a testament to the enduring power of love and compassion. In the years that followed, our family grew, bound by the shared values of resilience, support, and love. We faced challenges and celebrated victories together, always drawing strength from one another. As I sat in my garden one evening, watching the sunset with Emily and her adopted daughter, I reflected on our incredible journey. We had faced darkness and pain, but we had emerged stronger, united by love and the unbreakable bonds of family. Our story was a testament to the power of forgiveness, resilience, and the unwavering support of those who love us. And as we look towards the future, I knew that we would continue to create a legacy of hope, inspiring generations to come. And so, our story continued, a tapestry woven with love, resilience, and the enduring strength of family. We had found our way home, not to a place, but to each other, and that was the greatest journey of all. The years that followed were filled with milestones and memories, each one a testament to the strength and unity of our family. Emily's adopted daughter, Lily, quickly became the heart of our family gatherings, her laughter and curiosity bringing joy to everyone around her. Watching Emily embrace motherhood with the same dedication and love she brought to her foundation was inspiring. Lily thrived in the nurturing environment Emily created. She shared her mother's passion for helping others and often accompanied Emily on visits to the foundation's projects. Emily encouraged her daughter to dream big, and Lily quickly became known for her kindness and compassion. One spring afternoon, as we sat in the garden planning an upcoming charity event, Lily, now 10 years old, turned to me with wide eyes. "Aunt Alice, can you tell me more about when you found Mom in the garden?" she asked. I smiled, the memory still vivid. "Of course, Lily. It was a hot summer day, and I had just returned from a long trip." As I recounted the story, I could see the impact it had on Lily. She listened intently, her eyes reflecting the weight of the family's history and the lessons learned from it. Emily joined us, wrapping an arm around her daughter. "You know, Lily," Emily said softly, "your Aunt Alice taught me the most important lesson of all, the power of unconditional love and the strength of family." Lily hugged us both, her eyes shining with gratitude. "I want to help more kids too, just like you, Mom." With the event approaching, our family worked tirelessly to ensure its success. We planned a gala dinner to raise funds for a new community center, which would provide education, counseling, and support for underprivileged children. The evening was a grand success, filled with heartfelt speeches, generous donations, and a palpable sense of unity. During the gala, Emily took the stage, her speech reflecting on the journey that had brought us all to this point. "Tonight, we celebrate not just our achievements, but the resilience and strength of every child we've helped," she said. "This new center will be a place of hope and opportunity, ensuring that no child is ever forgotten." The applause was thunderous, and as Emily left the stage, she was met with hugs and congratulations from all sides. Alex, who had become a key advisor to the foundation, beamed with pride. As the years passed, Lily grew into a remarkable young woman, embodying the values of empathy and service that Emily and I had instilled in her. She excelled academically and became an active volunteer with the foundation, often leading initiatives to support children in need. Emily's foundation continued to expand, opening centers across the country and even internationally. Her dedication earned her numerous accolades, and she was frequently invited to speak at global forums. Despite her busy schedule, she always made time for family, ensuring that our bond remained strong. Alex, too, found fulfillment in his work, helping countless young people turn their lives around. His relationship with his son deepened, and they often worked together on community projects, creating a legacy of their own. One summer evening, as we gathered for a family reunion, Emily shared exciting news. "We're opening a new center in Africa," she announced, her eyes shining with excitement. "And I want all of you to come with me for the inauguration." The trip was a life-changing experience. We traveled together, witnessing firsthand the impact of Emily's work. The new center was a beacon of hope, providing education, healthcare, and support to children in one of the most impoverished areas. During the inauguration ceremony, Emily spoke passionately about the importance of global solidarity and the power of community. "We are all connected," she said, "and it is our duty to support and uplift one another, no matter where we are in the world." The trip strengthened our bond as a family and deepened our commitment to the Foundation's mission. We returned home inspired and ready to continue the work, each of us contributing in our own way. As the years continued to pass, our family grew even closer. We celebrated milestones, overcame challenges, and supported each other through thick and thin. Emily's foundation became a global force for good, and her story inspired countless others to join the cause. One day, as we sat together in the garden, watching the sunset, Emily turned to me. "Aunt Alice," she said, "none of this would have been possible without you. You showed me the way and gave me the strength to believe in myself." I hugged her, my heart full. "And you, Emily, have shown the world what it means to love and care for others. I am so proud of you." We watched as Lily played with her friends, their laughter echoing in the evening air. The future was bright, filled with endless possibilities. We had faced our past, embraced our present, and were ready for whatever the future held. Our story, one of love, resilience, and the enduring strength of family, continued to unfold, a testament to the power of forgiveness and the unbreakable bonds that tie us together. And as we looked forward, we knew that together we could overcome any challenge and create a legacy of hope and compassion for generations to come. As Emily's foundation continued to thrive, the scope of our family's influence grew. Our work took us to remote corners of the world, where we were met with both challenges and triumphs. Each project, each child we helped, became a new chapter in our ongoing story. One particularly memorable experience was our trip to a small village in Southeast Asia. The foundation had partnered with local organizations to build a school and a health clinic. The project was close to Emily's heart, as it combined her passion for education and her commitment to providing essential services to underserved communities. Upon our arrival, we were greeted by the village elders and a crowd of enthusiastic children. Their smiles and excitement were contagious, and it was clear that our presence was a significant moment for them. During the inauguration ceremony, Emily delivered a heartfelt speech. "Education is the key to unlocking potential and creating a brighter future," she said. "This school is more than just a building. It is a place where dreams will be nurtured and futures will be shaped." As the ribbon was cut, the children cheered, and we were given a tour of the new facilities. The school was modest but well-equipped, with bright classrooms, a library filled with books, and a playground that echoed with laughter. The health clinic, staffed by dedicated local professionals, promised to provide much-needed medical care to the villagers. Our days in the village were filled with activities. Emily and I conducted workshops for the teachers, sharing best practices and innovative teaching methods. Alex organized sports and games for the children, fostering a sense of teamwork and community. Lily, now a teenager, connected with the local youth, forming bonds that transcended language and cultural barriers. One evening, as we sat around a bonfire, one of the village elders approached us. "Your work here will change lives," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "You have given our children hope and the chance for a better future." His words were a powerful reminder of the impact we were making. It was a humbling experience, and we left the village with a renewed sense of purpose. Back home, our lives continued to be busy, but we always made time for each other. Family dinners, weekend outings, and quiet evenings together were cherished moments that strengthened our bond. Emily's foundation continued to receive accolades, and she was invited to speak at international conferences and forums. Her influence grew, and she became a leading voice in the global movement for children's rights and education. Meanwhile, Alex's work with at-risk youth expanded. He established a mentoring program that paired young people with role models who could guide and inspire them. His dedication was unwavering, and he often spoke about how his own journey had shaped his commitment to helping others. As for me, I found fulfillment in supporting Emily and Alex while also pursuing my interests. I wrote a book about our family's journey, which became a bestseller and inspired many to take action in their own communities. I also continued to mentor young professionals, sharing my experiences and helping them navigate their careers. One spring day, as we gathered for a family picnic, Emily shared exciting news. "I've been invited to speak at the United Nations," she announced, her eyes shining with excitement. "They want me to talk about the Foundation's work and the importance of global education initiatives." We were thrilled for her. It was a significant recognition of her efforts and the impact she was making. The entire family decided to accompany her to New York for the event, turning it into a special trip. At the United Nations, Emily delivered a powerful speech that highlighted the challenges and successes of her work. Every child deserves the opportunity to learn and grow in a safe, supportive environment, she said. Education is not just a right, it is a pathway to a better world. Her words resonated with the audience, and she received a standing ovation. It was a proud moment for all of us, and we celebrated her achievement with a sense of gratitude and pride. After the event, we took some time to explore New York City. We visited museums, strolled through Central Park, and enjoyed the vibrant energy of the city. It was a wonderful experience that brought us even closer together. As the years continued to pass, our family faced new challenges and embraced new opportunities. Lily graduated from high school and decided to pursue a degree in international relations, inspired by her mother's work and the impact she wanted to make in the world. Emily's foundation grew into a global network of support for children, with centers in multiple countries and partnerships with leading organizations. Her tireless dedication and visionary leadership made a lasting difference in countless lives. Alex's mentoring program expanded nationally, and he became a sought-after speaker on the topic of youth empowerment. His story of transformation and redemption inspired many, and he remained committed to helping young people realize their potential. As for me, I continued to write, mentor, and support my family. I found joy in the simple moments, the laughter of my loved ones, and the knowledge that our journey had led us to a place of healing and hope. One summer evening, as we sat together on the porch, watching the sunset, Emily turned to me with a thoughtful expression. "Aunt Alice, do you ever think about how far we've come?" she asked. I nodded, smiling. "All the time, Emily. And I'm grateful for every step of the journey." Lily joined us, her eyes reflecting the wisdom and compassion she had inherited from her mother. "We've come so far because we've faced everything together," she said, "and we'll keep moving forward, no matter what." As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, I felt a deep sense of contentment. Our story was far from over, and I knew that together, we could overcome any challenge and create a future filled with love, resilience, and hope. And so our story continued, a testament to the power of family, the strength of the human spirit, and the enduring legacy of compassion and determination. We had found our way home, not to a place, but to each other, and that was the greatest journey of all.